the Knotty Knitty Cousins podcast, a place where we like to share our knitting, crochet, and other fiber arts. I'm Tammy, and I'm coming to you from Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada.
And I'm Cheryl, and I'm coming to you from Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
And today is Saturday, November 26, 2022. And we're here to talk to you about our WIPs, finished objects, half-finished objects or hose, stash enhancements, and dream knitting. So grab your favorite bevy, your current WIP, and settle in for some naughty knitty chatter. And today I have my tea.
I just have a root beer.
Standby Berries tea, the mug I actually bought when I was in Calgary last summer, I think, when we were doing one of our yarn crawls. I picked it up at
Yeah.
Can't remember the name of the wool shop, but
I can't remember which one you bought it at.
you bought that crochet elephant kit from there.
Yeah,
but
I'll have to
I
show
don't know
that
the name of
sometime.
it.
No, I don't either. I actually haven't been back since we were there. It's kind of in a spot that I kind of out of the way for me a little bit. But
speaking of yarn shops, we have a yarn shop in Regina now.
Yay!
Opened up the end of October, so now I can actually feel and touch the wool before I buy it.
Perfect. That makes a huge difference.
Called Yarn Over, and and it's actually probably very fortuitous they opened when they did, because sadly there was a fire in our Michaels, so they're closed till February. So now at least us knitters, if we need some yarn, we can go to Yarn Over. Otherwise we wouldn't have any options other than online. So
yeah,
but anyways, so what are you wearing today, Cheryl?
I am wearing Isabel Kramer's. Let me just pop it up here. It's Amory by Isabel Kramer. It's using Fleece and Harmony Eldon lace wool. So it's pure wool, and the colorway is lichen. I'll stand up. There is a nice pattern on the bottom part of it. And it just has a roll or I guess it was purled, I can't quite remember. Just a small tiny hem. It does roll up a little bit. And then it has a feature that looks bad, but it does have a feature along the arm and all the way down where it's a purl, just to give it a little definition. Sometimes it reminds me more of the railroading when you're using circular needles. It's like, oh, that's going to show, but it's supposed to be there.
So is that fingering weight?
It's lace weight.
Lace weight. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's really, really fine, but it's really, really warm. The only thing I don't like about it is the neckline again. I like my necklines a little closer. This one goes back a ways. That's a me problem, not a pattern problem. So, yeah. And what are you wearing today?
I am wearing the Weekender sweater by Andrea Mowry. I've knitted out of Woolfolk Loft. I don't remember the colorway. Actually, it was the very first sweater I ever made. I love it. It's great, easy pattern. However, and I still could, I guess, take off the hem, and I'd like to lengthen it a little bit. Because you could wear it with a dress or high-waisted pants, but I don't wear either of those really, so I would just do better to lengthen the sweater, which could happen easily. I still have a fair bit of wool left, so that's an option. But it's a fabulous pattern, and if I didn't have so many other patterns on it, I'd definitely make it again. It was that easy, so that's what I'm wearing today.
Yeah, you can always just wear that around the house too.
It's warm, definitely warmer. Wear it underneath a jacket when I'm out shoveling or walking or just out and about. So, it's a good one.
I don't know, this is our first time recording this way. And I don't know if it's happening on Tammy's end or not, but she is cutting in and out a little bit. So I do apologize. We will get those kinks worked out if that is the case. Hopefully it's not. But just so you know, as we go along, we strive to be better at our podcasting. So we may be having a bit of a technical issue. So just to let you guys know.
Lots of bumps in the road.
Yes, yes. So,
all right. Next thing, I guess, are whips. What are you currently working on, Cheryl?
I am currently working on, I just have one whip. Oops, I should take that off. Sorry about that.
Or we do want to do finished objects first?
Sure, we can do finished objects first.
We'll do finished objects.
Okay, so finished objects. I am currently working on let me know if I leave the banner up too long, Tammy.
Okay.
And we'll get Tammy's on there, if not this episode, next episode. Is the Shift Along hat by Andrea Mowry. And I use Prairie Spirit alpaca yarn for this. I'm not, hats to me don't work real well together, but there, maybe that's a bit better. My hair sticks out. But anyhow, it's really soft. And I did have to adjust the pattern a little bit. I was running out of yarn and it was going to be way too floppy in the back for me. So I what do you call that when you are slowly going backwards? Tinking.
Okay. Tinking.
Yeah, I tinked way back, started again, and started my decreases sooner. But that's the Shift Along by Andrea Mowry.
Very nice. I like the colors.
Thank
so
you.
the colorway was the same alpaca?
Yes, it's all the same wool, and they're local. The alpacas are only about half an hour away from me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I should show,
nice.
Just so people know, that is a picture of the pattern. Sorry for that.
I love those shift patterns. I did got the Shift Along shawl that I made.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'd like to do the cowl. I have so many things I'd like to knit.
Yes. And how about you? What have you finished?
I finished my Sophie scarf by Petite Knits.
Oh.
So it's just, I did the small one. So you can either wear it, I like to wear mine wound around twice just for the added warmth and like a cravat. Seven Psychos, there was actually a thing about cravats that made me laugh, but they call this a scarf or an escot. Yeah, because I think one of Caddy Jack's, they were doing a how do you escot hashtag. So you can either wrap it around twice or just once, added warmth. And this is super, super warm wool. It's wool folk.
Okay. I hadn't heard of that before. Where did you find that?
I found it in Saskatoon. It's Woolfolk Luft, I guess I should say too. It's you can see that luft.
Okay. Huh.
And it's a composition of 55, what they call it, Ovis 21 Ultimate Merino and 45% Pima cotton.
Ooh,
so
that'd be soft.
Yeah, so it's nice and warm. Actually, I had it on the other night and I had to take it off. I was too warm and it was cold out. But so that's one of my finished objects.
Okay, like it. Yeah, that goes well with your sweater too.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, actually, I want to make the Sophie scarf next, or the long one shawl, the Sophie shawl. But anyways.
Okay. The next thing I have finished is my Holst garn with Highlander, is the name of the wool, in ecru and crystal. There we go. So I got the socks done, and yeah, I quite enjoyed working with this, and it is soft. It's not quite as soft as the Leo and Roxy, but it's very comparable. But yeah, there we go.
I like the white, the heel toe and cuff. I like that touch.
Yeah, I always like to have a little bit different color for the heel, toe, and cuff, if I can. Sometimes I
Gotta
don't.
build that stash.
I do. And how about you? What's next for you?
My next is I made the Leo and Roxy anniversary socks.
Nice.
And I used the Leo and Roxy yarn. I don't remember the colorway. However, my toe, heel, and cuff are used with, I used minis. I think it was Cog Yarns from Regina. It's a local dyer. I had some minis hanging around. So I'd made the Leo and Roxy work socks, but I didn't want the red white again. So I went with something out of my stash. These are super comfortable.
Yeah, nice, I like how you did the. Sorry, I like how you did the heel in a different color and the toe and the cuff.
Yeah, kind of disappears, and I just did the heel flap and gusset with nip one, slip ones on the heel.
Oh, okay.
That's my favorite heel.
Yeah.
And it's just a knit 3 purl 1 pattern, very easy. Cuff down. And I use 2.25 millimeter Chalgoose, my favorite needle. So yeah, that's one of my finished objects.
Yeah, those the 2.25 Chalgu is my favorite for sock knitting. For sock weight, I haven't figured out the DK weight yet. I do have some DK sock sets to make, but I haven't quite figured that out. So my next finished object is by, where did I put that? There it is. Polka Dot Creek yarn, and it's called the Melissa Self-Striping. And again, I had to put the, yeah, they're bright, the contrasting toe heel. I did not do that for the cuff. The self-striping by Polka Dot Creek comes in 50 grams. So I was able just to, I think I had just a tiny little bit left. They were just getting a little too long. The 50 grams, I think, for the whole sock would be about right. But I want some contrast.
They do such vibrant colors. Polka Dot Creek, they really know how to stripe.
Yeah, and I like vibrant once in a while. Yeah. So do you have anything else?
I have one more finished object. It's the Musselburgh hat. So I had actually started this when I was out to visit you in, is that October? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
In October. So I finished the Musselburgh. I didn't get as big as I wanted it to. I didn't have enough wool to make it with a nice brim. So I gave it to my husband. He loves his hats and he's knit worthy. He likes knitted gifts. So yeah, so he was the recipient of this hat.
Awesome. Does that not come out? You were explaining to me.
Right.
I didn't quite get it.
The Musselburgh hat. It was originally a pattern, I don't know, from World War something. I talked about it in our last podcast where they could either wear it as a hat or they could tie it as a scarf. But of course, I didn't have enough wool to make it long enough for a scarf.
I see how it looks now. I was a little confused on that. So
yeah, so it's a nice easy knit. It was good for travel and good for visiting and watching TV.
Did you say the yarn?
Got a nice crown on it too. Probably can't really tell.
Nice. Yeah, you can.
They could do a different cast on. What did they? I want to see a belly button cast on. You do it kind of. It's an interesting cast on because you start in the middle with a few stitches and then you build your way out.
Oh.
Yeah. So I learned something when I knit this hat, which was kind of nice when you get a pattern that you learn something from.
Yeah. What was the yarn again that you used?
I used Pearl Soho linen quill. It was leftovers from my half and half wrap shawl. And it's a beautiful yarn to knit with too. So soft.
Yeah, it was
really nice to knit with.
I think it was this summer you had your half and half yarn shawl out and It was very
Mhm.
soft.
Yeah. No, I finished
Very.
that too, and it was, oh, I love it. It's like a blanket. They call
Yeah,
those schlankets.
yeah. I need something like that sometime.
Mm.
I have one more finished object, and kind of two, but one isn't mine. So I did finally, Tammy, the world's easiest
Oh,
mittens.
nice.
Remember you gave me this yarn?
Yep.
And I probably should have went a little longer. My first pair, but I don't like long cuffs because I find they get stuck in my coat. And I could have went a little longer on the thumb and the top, but I haven't blocked these yet either. So I'm thinking they'll probably stretch a bit and be
What
perfect.
wool was it?
It was the Malabrigo Rios,
Mm.
and I believe the colorway was Marte.
It will probably bloom, I'm guessing.
Oops.
I think Malabrigo's blooms pretty nice. Well, and you can also block it out to the size you want them as well. So
Yeah,
I have
but
to
they do
get us
fit.
some. Yeah, they're nice. Turned out good. How
Yeah,
do
well,
you like knitting mittens now?
oh, well, especially with this wool and size,
Mm-hmm.
I think I had them done in a day and a half or 2 days, like
Yeah,
maybe three. But they
yeah.
knit up so fast, and the pattern was very easy as well.
What pattern was it?
And it was the World's Easiest Mittens by Tanis Knits.
That pattern is fabulous for last minute gifts for knitting. I know last Christmas I, whipped up how many pairs for my nieces and nephews. I knit up, so I have 6 of them, and then their spouses, so 8, and then my 3 little great nieces and nephews, and you can finish those in no time.
Yeah, I do have another finished object, but it's not mine, and it was a
Oh,
gift to me. I was down south, as you know, and these are so adorable. And I don't remember the yarn she used. Carla, that's all I'll say is Carla, knit these up. Oops. They're quite
fingerless
nice.
gloves.
Yeah, and I don't know the pattern she used, but it's these ones are a bit longer, which are good too. I said to her, "Oh, these will be great for my Flames games."
Yeah.
Sorry, sorry, I can't. The camera's messing with my mind. But yeah, you remember Carla, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, those
So
are really nice.
yeah, it's not mine. I don't remember the wool, but they're quite nice.
Mm-hmm.
So
I used to make fingerless gloves all the time for my mother-in-law. They were really nice. Think mittens
yeah,
are quick.
so some happy knits for me. Like I didn't have to do it, so I was like, oh,
Yeah.
a present prize.
Nice to get gifts like that.
Yeah, so that's it for all my finished objects. Whips. What do you have on the needles? I don't have much.
I have, start with, I absolutely, now since we're talking about mittens, I did the winter walk mittens by Leanne Lang. So I saw them, Noelle and Kelly were talking about them on Knits and Pieces. And I do like knitting mitts. I really enjoy knitting mitts. So I have, well, this is a whole really. So I have one mitten finished. They turned out really nice. And it is using, let's see, which is this? It's a Santa Cruz Organic Merino.
Nice.
Yeah. And the colorway is saffron.
Okay.
And I ordered this from I should have wrote it down. Wool Shop Out East. Kelly and Noelle that's where they got theirs from. So that's the outer one. And then you knit the inside so it's lined, which I think is really nice. So you get double the warmth. So you can see it's
Oh, nice.
And just stick one inside the other, and the inside is knit with, take it out here.
You like the inside
Soft.
out thingies lately.
Pardon me?
I said you like the items that pull inside out with your toque and that. They're nice.
And this was using the Baracco Ultimate Alpaca.
Oh, okay. So on those mittens, is the inside lighter weight than the outside?
Yeah. Yeah. It's alpaca and the outside is a woolly wool. Should have said that. The outer mitten is made out of or merino, I guess. Yeah, organic merino. So it's a woolly wool. Feels like a woolly wool. And you use a bigger needle on the outside mitten, and the inside's smaller. So you can see how they go. So I just have the other mitten to do, but you're going to think this, I can't believe I did this. I was frantically trying to get this finished on Thursday night because Friday nights I have a standing date with a friend. We go out every Friday night, and so I didn't know if I'd have enough time to finish it. So when you finish the first mitt, instead of doing the Kitchener stitch, I do the this is called the Fitchley, where you turn it inside out, and you don't have to. It's not quite as complicated as the Kitchener stitch. It's really easy. I prefer that, especially if you're knitting toes instead of doing the Kitchener stitch. So I went on YouTube and found a tutorial. I think I used Kelly from the Tangled Stitch. I watched her YouTube. So I did that for the outer mitt. So then I finished the inside mitt and thought, okay, I'll do the Fitchley stitch. So you have to turn it inside out to do it. Then I turned it right side, and the mitt was inside out, and my thumbs were stuck in. I had to take the inside mitt apart because you would have pulled the whole thing in. Oh, I couldn't believe I did that. Anyways.
That's hilarious. So are those two knit completely separate, or do you attach the other one as you're going along?
Well,
or is that a pattern?
It's a pattern thing. I don't know if I can give that away because it's a paid-for pattern.
That's fair.
But,
I won't.
I highly recommend this pattern. It's like to have the double-layered mittens, especially here, to go, walking in the winter or shoveling. You got that extra warmth. So I haven't worn them outside yet, of course, because I haven't finished my second mitt. But yeah.
Like you can see the thickness, and they look so cozy. And what do you call when you flipped it inside, the Finchley? Like how would you spell that?
I think it's called the Fitzley Craft.
Fitzley.
Yeah, I've got my phone hooked up here, so I can't even look it up. But Kelly from the Tangled Stitch has the YouTube video, and I have it housed in my Pleister bag. I think it's Pleister that made this.
Nice.
Came with a backpack too, but Kirsten, she got the backpack. So
good for her.
One of my favorite bags. But I highly recommend this pattern.
Yeah, I was looking at that when they were talking about it. I thought, I think I got to try one of those. But I decided to go with the one you had suggested first.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I know mittens are not a hard thing to do, I might have to try that one.
I would highly recommend it.
Awesome. Good. So I just have one whip, and it's a pair of socks. I generally have a pair of socks on the needles, and it's Leo and Roxy wool, and working 2 at a time, toe up. That's my preferred method. And yeah, I do have a 3x1 pattern, and it's pretty much my own. I'm not following any specific pattern, just bits and pieces. So yeah, that's my only whip at this point. I was away and I didn't take much with me, so
right. I have a couple more.
Okay.
This one I've been working on for a while. I have it housed in my Tangled Stitch
Nice. I love that bag.
bag. I love it. She's got her little quilting. Nice touch on that. It's got a little hook for stitch markers or whatever you want to add to it. So right in here I have, grab the pattern, it's the Typhoon shawl. It's a fabulous pattern, but I will be so glad when I'm finished with it. I'm ready to be done with it and start another one. So this one, all the noise. That's the Typhoon shawl. And that is by Josh Reichs. Reichs or Ricks.
Nice.
Looks really nice.
Is that kind?
Pardon?
Is that kind of like the brick pattern? Like, is it?
No, it's using a solid and then a variegated wool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a bit different than the painted brick. So this one, I took it off the needles and put it on a little cord just to make it a little easier to show. So it's kind of hard to show on here.
Oh, nice. Oh, I like that. Yeah, the paper pattern, when you held it up, it looked different than that.
So it's, and it all depends on the variegation of the wool you have.
Mm-hmm.
So
I like that.
I just have one section left to do and then I'll be done, and I only ever try to have a sock, a shawl, or a hat or mittens and a sweater on the go at one time. So usually 3 things, so that if you get tired of one, you can move on to something else. So
yes.
I really need to finish this so I can start my next shawl.
And what yarn were you using again for that?
Oh, sorry.
I think that
was just using Cascade. Do I still have the? Is it Cascade? Right. The wool, the colored wool. Can't think of the name of it. It's the one that has a picture of the black cat on the front of it. It's a sock wool.
Oh.
Can't think of the name of it.
And I can't think of the name either.
I don't think I have.
I believe that's quite nice wool.
Yeah, it is. Maybe this is it. No. Oh. I know why I don't have it, because one of my dogs ate my the label. I have my daughter's puppy, little dash hound, and if he loves yarn, I tell you, you could have a bulletproof yarn bag and he would get in it. So I have to put it up high, but I don't have the label for that anymore. But I do have the label. It was a Cascade, I believe. Let's see if I can get it out. This is the gray. Yes. Stick them inside the ball and it's hard to get them out after.
Yes.
Cascade yarn fingering, I think. Yes. Classic 220 was the gray.
Oh, okay. Nice. Okay.
But I do have a ball of the other stuff in my stash here somewhere, so I don't recall. But yeah, it's I'll be glad when it's finished because I'm looking forward to my next shawl.
Yeah, I always get excited to cast something on.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, okay, I want to get done because I want to cast something else on, and I try to limit myself because if I get too many projects, I'm like in overload and I don't get anything done.
Yeah. Well, I tend to have a few on the go, Judy. As you will notice.
Do you have do you have any other projects?
Yeah, I've got, what is this? I started another pair of socks. I had one. Tell you, I haven't won anything in years, and lately I think I have a horseshoe someplace because I won the grocery girls had a contest. You just had to comment if you like socks, or I think it was mittens. And I commented socks, and I won a beautiful gift from the grocery girls and the Woolly Thistle. I received their Woolly Thistle 2020 sock bag as a prize.
Yeah.
So I have a bunch of different sock wool, some grocery girl swag, a tape measure, some buttons, some stickers. Like I was very thrilled to win that. I can tell you that. It was awesome. So
Nice.
I pulled out some yarn from that pack, and it is the Mondine.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's wonderful wool, and this is color 203. So this is Portugal wool.
Oh, okay.
And it's this color. They're quite a muted pinks and blues and greens, purples.
Nice.
And I'm doing when I do my socks, this one's a toe up. I do both toe up and cuff down. Generally, it's so I'm using the Chowgoo. What do we call this? Magic loop. And then my little progress keeper is from she's from the States. I can't think of her name. She does beautiful little stitch markers. They just make my heart happy. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh yeah,
Hand with a heart.
cute. I see a hand with a heart. Is it a hand with a
Yeah.
heart, or that's cute?
And the pattern I am doing is socks on a plane.
Oh, I've never heard of that one.
So
Oh, it's got a nice
it's
pattern.
got a
up the
little
side.
cable that runs down the side.
Nice.
Black and white print, so it's hard to tell the cable, but I'm looking forward to. Just got the toe cast on, so now I can start with the pattern, and it should be a pretty simple pattern to knit.
Nice.
Have you ever got this in my bag? I got one of these, and I just absolutely love it. It's a sock measurer.
I saw a kids version in a store I was in, and they didn't have any adult, and I'd love to find one.
Yeah, I probably ordered mine online from sockruler.com.
Oh, okay. I'll have to go check it out.
I did buy a wooden one, but I like the plastic one a little better. This one's nice too, but the plastic one. And then with this, I mark on here who wears what size.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. Because I do gift knit socks, but I'm not gift knitting this year.
No,
Being selfish. Selfish knitting this year.
Nothing
and
wrong with that.
Nope. This is housed in, I don't recall the name of the bag. Somebody might recognize the label. It's a really nice bag. I like the long handle on it.
Oh, that's good. A little charm.
Yeah. And one thing I have, do I have it in this bag? Oh no, I'll show you something really cool. With handles like that come off. No, sorry. I thought this was a really good little tip.
I'm sorry, when you mentioned handles, I got thinking back in time. The handles.
Bras.
Yeah. We had a cousin. Sorry, this made me laugh.
But the handle, I took my scissors and darning needle and tape measure on those handles. It works out quite nice.
Oh,
and
that's
then
a good idea.
My very last whip is I have a fascination with gnomes. I love my gnomes. So I've got this Choose Your Gnome Adventure.
Oh, okay.
So you pick what kind of gnome you want. You can pick the type of hat, the beard, or the body.
Oh, okay. You can customize it. Cool.
And there's 2 different sizes on that pattern. And I'm knitting the small one. And they're using double pointed needles, which I haven't used in a while, but it's good to keep in practice. So they're
Well, that's
almost done. I just
small.
have to. This is big compared to what I was going to be much smaller. I was going to gift knit a bunch of gnomes for everybody this Christmas, but to hell with it. I'm not putting this much work into presents this year.
No, because you've done other gnomes that are about, so big.
Yeah.
So big around.
Yeah.
That's big for small. I wonder what the large would be.
Yeah, quite large. I might make the large one for myself. So this is just using cog yarn again from Regina, the local dyer. I have to stuff it and make the beard and all that, but it'll be really nice once
That's nice.
I get it stuffed. It's been fun to knit. I like, it's a quick knit. Like I like toys. I was going to show you.
Yeah, you didn't have your frog last time out here.
My frog.
No, he's adorable.
I just love him. So much fun to knit.
And the colors for that one is just perfect.
Yeah.
Where'd you find the eyes?
I ordered them on Amazon. Got a package of like 100 or something, but there's a gal on Etsy. I don't know her store. She does actually hand painted color ones. So if you want blue or pink or purple, which I thought would be nice too to order from her, but
yeah. Oh, that looks fun. I can't wait to see the gnome when it's done.
Yeah. I was frantically trying to get that finished too, but I had got my mittens done instead.
Yeah.
So
cool.
But that's all my whips that I have.
Yeah. Oh, I have something I finished, and it's not knitting related, but I just got thinking about it, and I thought I'd show it. It's a different craft. I do sew as well. And when I was south, I was in Arizona for close to 3 weeks, and they had what do they call it? Needlers. So once a week they get together and sew. And the 1 week I was there, they had a flip and sew placemat. Now I did not keep this, I donated it, and somebody will receive it. Somebody in need, but this is what I sewed.
Oh, nice. Great colors too. Nice fall colors.
Yeah. So I won't get into how it was done or that, but it was a very simple sew and it was kind of fun to make. But I do other crafting, so once in a while you will see a little bit of that, but not much. Mostly knitting on this podcast.
That's mostly what you get out of me because I don't do much other than knit and crochet, but I haven't crocheted in years.
Yeah. So
or not crochet, cross stitch.
Okay. Yeah, cross stitch. I did do a little bit of that too. I do a odd crochet, but not much. So the next thing, I think you're done all your whips and hose.
Yep.
Okay. How about future knits? Knits you know you're going to be doing, or think you know.
I have 3 things for sure.
I have 2.
Okay.
Why don't you start?
Okay. The first is, and I can't decide how I'm going to do this, but I didn't buy any Christmas Advents kits this year or yarn, but I did purchase the Advent sock. 2022, and this is done. This is Natalie from Sheldon from Remembrance Pottery.
Yes, so I'd love to try one of hers sometime.
Yeah. So each day there's a different pattern to do.
Oh, okay.
So
that'd be fun.
I think there's 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, and then you've got your cuff, heel, and toe. So 12.
Okay, and if you're doing both
patterns
socks
each day. So one day you do the cuff on both socks. The second day you do the first pattern. And so So I saw Noelle from Knits and Pieces. I tell you, Kelly and Noelle are my inspiration. I get so much from them. It's unbelievable. So I can't decide if I want to go with color for my, so I just pulled up some skein, there's some mini skeins that I had for the patterns, and I can't decide if I'm going to go colors or like Noelle did, she did 2 colors. So it's just using 2 colors throughout and with the pattern in it, or if I did, I would use the Holst and then possibly just, I don't know much about my wools, but I bought this Holst. This is the Holst garn from a wool shop that in Regina that has since closed. So I thought I could just do the red and white for the pattern
nice
throughout.
too.
With, I have some Holst that I had ordered and just use the gray. So use the gray with the red and white. I haven't decided what I'm going to do.
I think I know which way I'd do it, but.
So though the colors would be really nice.
I think the colors would be really, really nice. I think the other one would be really, really nice. I know myself, I would probably choose less colors. I hate weaving in ends.
Yeah, and it'll be a me thing.
But that'd
be a lot of work.
So much fun.
So give it a whirl.
I think it would go faster than you think because you're switching back and forth with the patterns.
Yeah. And when I usually do my socks, I use 2 circular needles and do magic loop using 2. And when you do it that way, it's a lot easier. I find doing color work that way. So I don't know. I'll see. See how ambitious I am.
Yeah, I never know which yarn to hold in the back versus the front. Yeah. So I did get a yarn advent calendar this year. It was probably more money than I should have spent, but whatever. From Polka Dot Creek, and it's 25 days, and it's all Canadian dyers. Whoops. So we got a whole bunch of different dyers, and I thought that'd be a good way to test or check out the different dyers. And they're all, I believe, 10-gram minis. I can't quite remember. And they're all boxed like this. So they all have a different thing. And the color theme has to do with the Grinch.
And so some lime green and red and
I don't know. I have no idea. And then I got also extra skein of white. It's classic sock. They have created a pattern for it, and I believe it's a cowl.
Oh.
And I think it'll alter throughout. I just downloaded it today, but I don't know.
Who designed the cowl?
The owner of Polka Dot Creek Yarn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let's see if I don't know. No, I didn't take a picture of it. But so yeah, it'll be a fun knit because I don't know what's in each box. And I guess you'll start.
But you know what? But you do know what the cowl will look like, so that won't be a surprise.
No, and I wish I thought I took a picture of it, but I did not. So yeah.
Well, we'll see it when it's finished.
So I got a box.
Oh wow. Yeah, it's fun to have something to open up every day.
Yeah, and I haven't heard of most of these or even tried it, like that Yarn Habit, his first day one. I don't know.
Yeah, it's nice to discover new dyers that way.
Yeah, and being all Canadian. I see they got Cog yarns on here as well.
Oh, nice. Yeah, her yarn's nice. I like it. What I have for my No, it's nice yarn to work with.
Yeah, so I thought it'd be fun.
Okay.
And how
My
about
next
you?
dream knitting, I wouldn't say it's a dream, but because it's going to be like knitting a sweater. It's got such big feet. Making socks for my husband for Christmas, using Briggs and Little.
Oh, okay.
So it's a real woolly wool. He loves his wool socks. So I'm using the pattern. It's the Maritime wool socks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's
Nice.
one thing. It'll be quick and easy to make because it's thicker wool. It's like a worsted DK kind of yarn. And I bought this at my local yarn shop. So that was kind of a treat to walk into a yarn shop and actually get to touch and feel the wool before I bought it. So that'll be his Christmas present.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. And other than that, you and I, or do you have another knitting other than the cowl we're going to do?
I have some wool that I can show. Do you have stuff after what you're going to talk about?
I have some
acquisitions
I have
or,
some stash enhancements
okay.
and one more dream knitting.
Okay, why don't we talk about what we're going to knit?
Okay.
And then because I only have one thing after, and it's a stash enhancement or dream knit or, yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Okay, I will pull up the picture because I have a picture of it.
Yeah, that's the pattern.
Oh, okay. Yes. So it's the Autumn League pullover by 2 of Wands. And it uses Lion Brand Collection cotton jeans. It's 100% cotton.
Yep. Look at us. So.
And we're going to try and knit a sweater out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before I went south, I was ambitious. Well, semi-ambitious. And I thought, okay, I'm going to swatch. And I started knitting. I didn't get very far. And I thought, okay, I'm going to measure this. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm too many. So I got to go up a needle. Oh, now I have 2 less. So I've got to figure out my tension and do a little bit better swatch. They say if you're knitting in the round, you should do one in the round.
Yeah.
Because I think my purls are tighter when I do it back. Like purling, I think for me is tighter than my knits. I'm not sure. So I got to figure out my gauge. And I hate knitting swatches.
Yeah, I did. When I made this sweater, I swatched in the round.
Now, how big did you make it to swatch in a round? Because to me, that's like forever. I don't know why.
Well, you know how to swatch in the round, like you just pull your wool across. You don't actually knit a swatch in the round, so you cast on however many stitches, you knit around, and then you pull the yarn around, and then you start again.
Oh, that'd be easier than trying to knit in a circle.
Yeah,
I'm
you don't
thinking
have
by
to.
then you might as well knit the sweater to figure out the
Yeah.
gauge.
Yeah, no, you just knit the like cast on however many stitches you need. Then you knit across, and then and then you pull the yarn around, and then you
Loosely.
start again.
Okay, so you just make sure it's loose on the back.
Yep. And then you just
Okay.
cut the yarn, and then you do your swatch or do your blocking.
Yeah.
There's probably a YouTube video for that.
Yeah, I've never done it that way. I always wondered. Because this one here you're supposed to have... Okay. I don't want to give any patterns away because you do have to pay for it, or pattern things.
But your gauge, you could just put like cast on, like they say 19 stitches and 24 rows, so maybe cast on 22 stitches. And then knit 24 rows. You should have 4 inches, or knit 26 rows.
Yeah, you usually cast on a bit more, don't you, so that you have.
Yeah.
Because it'll curl
Yeah.
up. Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, just swatch. Even if you just go onto YouTube and Google swatching in the round.
Yeah, I've never swatched in the round. I always thought you had to do a round, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that.
Yeah. But
'Cause
I'm
I do
really
wanna
looking
try.
forward.
Yeah, I might even in the next few days here do that swatch.
See, the
And
composition of this is, what is it made out of?
100% cotton.
Is it?
Yeah, it says right on the front.
Oh,
there.
yeah, sure. Okay. So you know it's probably
It'll
when
probably
you
stretch, you think?
I would think it'd shrink because there's no nylon or anything in it to stretch. 100% cotton would shrink more than anything, I would guess. Not like a wool, but
So I wonder
I
when I
know.
swatch it if I should use a little bit warmer water. It does say you can machine wash and lay flat to dry. 40.
Yeah, I would use cold. I would probably just use cold in my sink and then spin it out in the washing machine. Because I don't think this should pill too bad.
No.
But that's one thing I love about Ravelry. If you go into the project notes and see who did it with the cotton jeans. So I think the gal, what's her name, on the front porch knitter that made this, hers turned out bigger than she wanted. But I don't know that she swatched.
I'm okay with it being bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Being a pullover, like I don't want it massive.
And I
just
don't know,
want it smaller.
Does this have positive ease to it?
Yes, it does. Quite a bit, actually.
And that's where I have trouble with sweaters, is determining my size based on the positive ease. And I
think this one might. I don't have the pattern in front of me. Something tells me this one has the amount. I think in the pattern it showed what your bust size is, and then what it would be after, or else it shows the finished garment size anyhow. If I remember right.
You know, and you seam the sleeves on after, you could always knit your sleeves, start your sleeves as your swatch.
Oh, you could. That's not a bad idea. Well, then you'd have to block it. I don't know if this will bloom, or I doubt it'll bloom like a wool.
Yeah, I don't think the cotton will. I don't know.
It'll be interesting. I'll see how I like knitting with cotton. Feels nice.
Yeah, it's a nice soft. It's not like the dishcloth cotton.
No, that's kind of squeaky.
So it's softer, so it should be nicer to knit with.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm hopefully get that cast on now if the pressure's on.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'll start it probably within the week is my gut, because all I have on the needles right now are my socks. So.
Yeah, got a few things to do, but like I said, those socks for Cal, well, luckily it's a bulkier wool and it shouldn't take long, but when you're knitting a size frickin' 11-foot sock, it's like making 2 sleeves.
No.
But he does love his socks when I make them, so I'm always happy to make them for him. When I gave him his hat, he was just over the moon, so I like knitting for people like that.
I'll have to ask him how his sleeves are next time I see him.
Yeah.
Anyways. So that's it for what I know I'm knitting.
So I have, me too, no more dream knits, but I have 4 stash enhancers.
Okay, I have just one stash enhancer. Can't get my words out today.
Okay. Well, I got, when I was out in Calgary, Cheryl was telling me about her host. So I ordered some sock yarn from them. I've got this guy, he's black.
Nice.
Yeah, and that is, does it have the colorways on here?
It does. They're on the narrow part of the tag. Kind of hard to find.
Oh, yeah, charcoal. So that's charcoal. And I think you have this one, the crystal. Yeah, it's what your socks were.
Yeah, and
this is the monsoon.
Yes, I think I have that one as well. Maybe?
I think you, yeah, you do.
Yeah.
So I ordered those three, and then I ordered a cone. And this,
Okay,
I don't know what the, say the
it
colorway
says in
here.
the inside. Yeah.
Oh yeah, lead.
And is that the coast?
Yeah. Yes. And then I got the Titicaca to go with it. The gray, it's the one they recommend that you put with it.
Yeah, isn't that neat how they have that?
Mm-hmm. Slate gray. So this, I think I'm going to make a ranunculus with this.
No, okay.
I mean, I can get a fair bit out of this wool, probably a couple sweaters maybe. So that's, so a sock and a sweater is part of my dream knitting that I had ordered. So
okay, I'll talk about mine because mine's similar, and then I'll let you finish. So I got the Coast River.
mm-hmm.
Showing a little purpler on there then. Jeez, I'm having trouble. And then to go with it, the Titicaca. Oh, I can't. Oh, Stonewash.
Nice.
And I can't quite decide. I have one pattern, and I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head in mind, but I'm not sure if holding double with the Titicaca will be thick enough for that particular sweater. So I need to kind of knit a bit and see what the fabric feels like, and then kind of go
I
from
think
there.
they say if you match those two together, you get the equivalent to a DK.
I believe so, like double and then the Titicaca.
Yeah.
So I think the sweater I want to make, it'll actually be a nice fabric. Whereas the picture, it seems like it might be a bit thicker, but sorry, I can't remember what it was. But I don't know. I haven't decided. I know the ranunculus would be good, but I'm not a fan of the holes on the top because I never know what shirt I want to wear underneath. And
I've made the
it's just a me thing.
ranunculus. It's a wonderful pattern to make, as you're probably aware, because so many people have made it. I made the short sleeve version, and this time I want to do the bracelet length sleeve. So that's hopefully that'll be one of my future knits.
Yeah. Well, you go ahead and go through the rest. I'm done with all my stuff.
Okay. So I had ordered the Leo and Roxy shawl kit for the, I think it's called the striped shawl.
Nice.
So that'll be my next shawl cast on.
That'll be nice colors.
Oh, and it's just so soft. It'll be just a dream to knit with. I'm really looking forward to knitting with this.
Yeah.
And
I know.
Do you see something here you don't normally see with me?
Yes, color.
Yeah. So, not just the gray and white and black. I've got some color in there, so
yeah,
hard to believe. So that'll be a nice show.
I thought I'd be quiet so that I didn't scare you with the
some color. And then the last thing I got in that order was some more Leo and Roxy yarn.
Oh, nice.
So it came with the sock and then 2 minis.
Oh, that looks interesting.
Yeah, it's the MCN sock, the LRM sock set. So it's
Ooh, I can't wait to see how that knits up.
Yeah. And
So
I
did
do,
you
I do
order?
like, Hmm?
Go ahead.
I do like colorful socks. So it'll,
Okay.
when I knit socks, they're usually pretty vibrant, not just black or gray or white.
Yeah.
You
So
wouldn't
did
know
you
it from
order
my
that?
last sock, but
Well, I have a mixture. Did you order that directly from Leo and Roxy, or do you go through somebody
yeah,
else to order?
yeah, no, just went straight to them. So I don't,
Okay.
my local yarn shop, they don't carry the Leo and Roxy, so, but it's nice. Leo and Roxy's an easy website. Nice. The colors look pretty true, and I guess if I had to, I could call them, but and I have felt the product in stores, and you can tell it's like soft. So I knew that when I ordered it, it was going to be nice.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's all I have for today.
Yeah, me too. Got lots
Yeah.
there.
I guess we could almost sign off then. For anybody, if you have any questions or anything, please leave comments down below. And we do have an email. I think I got that right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you have an email, if you have a question you want to email, feel free to use that. But again, like and subscribe, and leave any comments. We'll be back, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're right now. I think we're planning along once a month, just so we have some content for you instead of not having anything.
Right.
But yeah. So I guess that's about it. Thank you for stopping by and listening to us chatter. And from Cheryl and Tammy, until next time.
Yep.
We'll see
Happy
you.
New Year.
Bye now.
Bye.